Hey guys, Heavy Duty Fitness here. Welcome to Volume 1 of Deadlift Variations. Today we're going to go over 3 barbell variations with you. Traditional deadlift, Sumo Deadlift, and Romanian Deadlift. All 3 are foundational exercises of any strength and hypertrophy program that help you build as much size and strength as possible.
Okay, so all 3 of these exercises are great for building the posterior chain, so the low back, the glutes, the hamstrings. So these are exercises that are going to be staples in your program for your entire workout career. All of them are slightly different, use a little bit of a different joint angle or a little bit more isolation than the other ones. So we're going to take you through some troubleshooting tips for each one of them and show you the basics of how to do each one of them safely and properly, so you can go out and get stronger, bigger, faster, and help them help your athletic career.
Make sure that you comment, like, subscribe, and tag your gym partners, because we all know that they can get more posterior chain development as well. Okay? All right, guys, here we go. All right, so right now I'm going to teach you guys the traditional deadlift. So the traditional deadlift, we're going to start obviously with the bar on the floor. The barbell deadlift is some posterior chain movement, so it's going to work pretty much everything from the back of our heels to our neck. So our back muscles, glutes, hamstrings. I'll show you proper setup. You want to get your feet, so you want the bar halfway between your toes and your shins. For a taller person like myself, I really enjoy the traditional deadlift, and then you're going to see the Sumo Deadlift as well. So this is my favorite. So you're going to come down. We're going to start with overhand grip. You can do mixed grip when you get into heavier weights. We'll show you that in another video. You want the hands to be just outside the shins. And from this position, you want to make sure that your back is flat. Okay? We're going to take the slack out of the bar, so I'm gripping. So you see, if I was strong enough, I could just lift this off the ground right here with my lats. When the weight gets heavy enough, you're not going to be able to do that, but you still want to do the same thing. So from this position, everything's tight. We're going to drive through the floor, drive our hips forward. First thing we want to do from up here is bring our hips back, bend our knees, come back to the floor. So I'll show you that again. And back to the floor. One more time. So what we really want to focus on is it's a horizontal movement with the hips and not a vertical movement of the bar. Common mistake I see, people get in here and they initiate the movement with the back. So the back would be moving the bar first. So that's going to cause, when we get into heavier weights, some back issues. We could get some pain. We could do some serious damage. So again, it's a hip hinge, horizontal movement of the hips, less of a vertical movement of the bar. So one more time, lock it in. All right, so if you wanted to do a complete body workout with 2 exercises, deadlift and a push-up, or deadlift and a bench press, you've literally hit just about every muscle. All right? Awesome.
Okay, so next up we've got the sumo squat. So same muscle groups worked is in the conventional. We're going to add a little bit more adductors into this than what you would get in a traditional or conventional deadlift. So the difference here is that you're going to open up at the hip joint and you're going to take a much wider stance. So the range of motion tends to be a little bit shorter between a sumo deadlift and a conventional deadlift. So this one is a lot more, once you get good at it, you can usually lift a little bit more weight with a sumo deadlift than you can lift with a conventional or traditional deadlift. So with this one, my conventional deadlift is going to be about here. My sumo deadlift, I'm going to turn my feet out and I'm going to get pretty wide. My knees are going to fall over my toes. And I'm going to drive the knees out and sit down through that space you've created with the wider hips to get into the bar here. So knees come out, sitting into it. I'm going to grab this bar and activate the lats by twisting into it. Here, it's right up against my shin, so there's not like pulling away from and making the lever longer on the muscle. So here, lats are activated, right up and through. Coming back down. So you'll notice that the difference between the sumo and the conventional is not only are you much wider and your knees are turned out, but your upper body tends to be a little bit more upright in comparison to the conventional deadlift. So it's a lot more quad pulled into it as well as the glutes and the adductors as the spinal erectors as well that are going to be pulling into that movement for you. So those are the basics of the sumo deadlift.
All right, so last up we have the Romanian deadlift. We're going to be doing it with the barbell. The Romanian deadlift is great because it's an isolation exercise. It's really going to hammer the glutes, hamstrings, and the lower back. This is something that you're going to use more after you've done your either sumo or traditional deadlift to really hammer out and do some more hypertrophy training for those specific muscle groups. So you're going to set up the same way you would as a traditional barbell deadlift. Everything's the exact same, where your feet are, where your hands are. You're going to come down, again, take the slack out of the bar. Okay, so this is the starting position. From here, we want to drive our hips backwards. Keep the bar as close to the body as we can, past the knees. Drive the hips forward. And you can go as low as your mobility will allow. As long as you maintain that neutral spine and you're able to drive with the hips. So again, a common mistake that I see with this is the same thing that I would see with either the traditional or the sumo deadlift, is that people are not initiating movement with the hips, but instead with the spine, okay? So we don't want to see you lifting up like so. You want to, again, horizontal movement with the hips, less of a vertical movement of the back of the bar. And that's the Romanian deadlift. So there you have volume 1 of deadlift variations. The traditional deadlift, the sumo deadlift, and the Romanian deadlift. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you're excited to get out there and try some of these variations yourself. Give us some comments. Let us know how it went. Did you guys get stronger? Did it feel good? What worked? What didn't work? Help us with our volume 2, where we're going to come up with even more variations to show you where you can take these moves next.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Definitely, if you found some value in this, consider subscribing, leaving us a comment, sharing with your friends. It really helps us kind of build a community that we're looking to build, gets our voices out to more people, which is awesome. We want to help as many people as we can, so that's always a nice thing. And then stay tuned for volume 2, where we've got 3 different deadlift variations that are a little bit more complex than these ones. Cool. Thanks for watching. Heavy Duty Fitness out.
Thanks, guys. Take us through why they have some I don't even know why I said Adam. I was just like, oh, I don't know what to say anymore. Adam.